Hey everybody. Okay, so I've placed all of the images that fit into the 20 pages of my document, which I open my page window. I can see them all in there. And I've actually decided that I'm going to add 4 more pages to increase this to 24. And I can do that by hitting this button, 2, 3, 4, and this added, I had a page earlier in the document selected, so it's just added those in between. So what I'm going to do is click and drag them to the end of my document, which I'll do that here. There we go. And I also want to talk about some of the decisions that I've been making, like the aesthetic and design choices that I've been making in terms of like ordering my pages. So in this particular spread, I wanted to include the zoomed out version of this supply store, next to a more detailed view. I also liked how this line of the sign hit the margin, like came to the edge of my page, which compositionally I think is nice and works well rather than it being cut off. And that's something that I've really thought about throughout placing all of these images as my compositions and how they fill the page. I really like this spread and how this line of the architecture here extends over to this line over here, which I thought was interesting, and also how this point of this building comes almost up to the top edge, which compositionally is interesting to me. This image I have a bit of a problem with, and I may go back and edit it because I don't like how these edges got cut off a little bit. I wish that they were within the frame. I don't like that this is open. I would rather for it to be closed. In this spread here, I adjusted the placement of both of these images so that these two signs lined up, because I thought that compositionally it would make things flow and be easier to look at than if they were not even. And in general, I'm looking to, I want for my main subject, which in my zine are really these, signs and these buildings, to be in the center or towards the center of the page, because that's naturally kind of where our eyes go when we're looking at a photograph, a painting, anything two-dimensional. We kind of look to the center first to give us some grounding. I also didn't want to cut off any text, and I was mindful of other text that might be interesting to be included. Like in this image, there was this sign where they're seeking a hairstylist, and when this image was originally placed, this was cropped, this was cut out, and I just nudged things a little bit by clicking and using my arrow keys, and got this within the frame, which just looks more considered and designed than not making any kind of adjustment. So those are the decisions that I was making throughout. I'm going to add some more images, and then I'll talk to you about briefly